back to Midwest Access. Well, we are learning how we can prevent veteran isolation and suicide with honor-bound veterans. Thank you guys so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and so tell a little bit about what your organization does.
Well, HonorBound's mission is to prevent veteran isolation and suicide by offering engaging community activities that really bring veterans out of isolation and into this community of other veterans to create brotherhood beyond.
I love that.
Beyond service.
Yeah, because you've got that when you're together and when you're out on duty, but when you come home, I hear, I'm not a veteran, but I hear that that is difficult to kind of reacclimate, and then not having your friends and your fellow people that know exactly what you've been through.
Yeah, definitely the transition from being in the military to getting out into a civilian lifestyle, it's very different, and all we really hope to do is kind of give them a little bit more of what they're missing, and finding events that we can get vets together and do stuff. So that's basically our goal, and we know that that's going to help with the suicide and isolation issues that we see. Yeah,
it really does, and there's quite a high rate. Correct?
There is.
Yeah.
Last I checked, don't quote me on these numbers, but it was about 22 veterans a day, and we're trying to get that number down, at least locally right now.
Yeah. And I mean, isolation is such a risk factor for anyone for suicide, and especially I think for veterans when you've had that tight camaraderie too that they're used to, and then now being here. So what are some of the activities that you offer for people to get involved in?
We have a monthly Taco Tuesday, the first Tuesday of every month at Tap House North at 11:30. And we also have a softball team that's currently in place. We have a golf league that's going on, and we have a few other offerings coming this fall. And then most recently coming up is our 5K for the Alan Richard Lloyd.
Yes, so explain a little bit about what that is and what's that bringing awareness to?
Yes, when we were kind of going through looking for events to do, we stumbled across the KIA-MIA organization that are focused on bringing back the remains of fallen service members. So we found Alan Richard Lloyd. He is a U.S. Army Green Beret that was unfortunately killed in service while he was in Vietnam during the Vietnam War. He's actually a Southeast Minnesota native too, so we had the opportunity to partner with them and just raise awareness to have his remains returned to the United States so we can have a proper burial.
Yeah, reading that, I kind of immediately thought, what? We haven't brought everybody home? I didn't realize that. Again, not being in that arena. So maybe talk a little bit about that and how we can maybe honor those veterans and what we can do to support that.
I mean, the big part is just, getting out there and making sure that everybody knows that, hey, not all of the service members that go overseas to defend our freedom make it back. Yeah. And sometimes the remains do get left, and it's just bring it up. Don't let it, go under the table or anything.
Yeah. That I think has got to be really important for families who've lost somebody and weren't able to get the remains back, to just recognize that that's a big loss. Yeah.
So raising money and raising the awareness can really support those families and then help to bring Alan back home.
Yeah.
It is a very long process that there's a lot of international,
I suppose.
So the awareness is the big one we need though.
Yeah. Yeah, to know that that's going on. Okay, so back to like the where and when. When is your next event, and how can people get involved?
So the Alan Richard Lloyd Memorial 5K is May 24th. It's a fun run, so we're not going to be out there huffing and puffing too hard.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, I could get involved in that.
Well, you're more than welcome to join us. But there's sign up on our website, so it's honorboundveterans.com. Cool. Our social media, we have Facebook and Instagram. You can just reach out to us as well through honorboundveteransmn@gmail.com. We'll contact you and get you registered for that, and then we're going to have a ceremony at 9:30. The VFW is going to be helping with that, so it'll be a really nice ceremony. Nice. And then at 10 a.m., we're going to kick it off for any of the hard chargers that want to go out there and sprint it.
All right.
More to you. I will not be doing that.
Okay.
And then there's food to follow after the race.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so